This lesson is about the multiplication of whole numbers. When we multiply numbers together, we get a result, and this result is called the product. So when you are trying to find the product between any two numbers, you are multiplying these two numbers. Let's start with the easiest form of multiplication, which is multiplying by the numbers 10, 100, and 1000. When you are multiplying by 10, 100, or 1000, or any numbers that have zeros in them, all you need to do to start the multiplication is just count the number of zeros you have in your multiplication. In this example, we have 1, 2, we have 2 zeros. So we write the 2 zeros down, and then we're left with the numbers. 2 times 1, and that is 2. So 20 times 10 is 200. Another example here, we've got 600 times 20. In this, we've got 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. We write the zeros down. 1, 2, 3. And then we do the multiplication of the numbers. 6 times 2. And the answer to that is 12. One more example, 30 times 40. In this example, we've got 2 zeros. We write the 2 zeros down. And then 3 times 4, that is 12. So if you noticed here, when we are multiplying by 10, 100, 1000, or any numbers that end with 0, the product, which is the answers here in red, always end with zeros or a 0 or however number of zeros that we have. All you need to do is just count the number of zeros that you have. When we are multiplying by 5, we expect the product, which is the result, to either end with a 0 or a 5. Let's have an example here. 20 times 5. In this example, we've got 1 0, so we put the 0 down. And then 2 times 5, that is a 10. So the answer is 100, and the multiplication by 5 provided us with a product that has a 0 in its ending. 13 times 5. Let's start doing it one by one. Multiply 3 by 5, that is 15. And we carry over the 1 into the next digit. And then 5 times 1 is 1 plus 6, that is 6. So the answer is 65. Again, the multiplication by 5 ended us with a number that ends with a 5. In this example, we've got 2 times 5 times 8. To simplify this, we first multiply any numbers we have. I'm going to choose to multiply 2 and 5. And that would be 2 times 5 is 10. And then we put the numbers down. 10 times 8. Again, we're multiplying by 10, so we just put the 0 down because we've got 1 0. 8 times 1 is 8. So the answer to 2 times 5 times 8 is 80. Now you can choose to multiply any two numbers first by each other. You can do 5 times 8 or 2 times 8, whatever you choose. Again, here we carry off the thing that we established, that multiplying by 5 gives us numbers that end with a 0 or a 5. Now multiplying by 2 gives us a product that end with 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, which are all even numbers. We have an example here. 12 times 2. Let's do 2 times 2 first. So we put the 4 down because 2 times 2 is 4. Then 2 times 1, and the answer to that is 2. So the answer is 24, and 4 is an even number. 27 times 2. So let's do that again. 2 times 7 is 14, and we carry the 1 up here. And then 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So the answer is 54. Again, it ends with an even number. 61 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. And then 2 times 6 is 12. Again, the ending of that number is an even number. It's one of the numbers that we have listed here. Now, if we have slightly bigger numbers and we want to multiply them with each other, we do column multiplication. So 567 times 4. Let's start first with 4 times 7. That is 28. It helps if you have memorized the multiplication times table. And then 6 times 4, that would be a 24. And then 24 plus 2, that is 26. And then 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2, that is 22. So the answer to that is 2,268. let's have here another example, but this time we're multiplying with a number that has 2 digits. This is how you do it. 6 times 3 is 18, and you carry over the 1. 6 times 5 is 30, and then this number over here, you always add the numbers at the top. So 6 times 5 is 30 plus 1, that is 31. So put the 1 here, and the 3 goes up. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Now, in order to start multiplying with the second digit, you need to put a 0 in the second row here. And you need to ignore all of the numbers that you have written previously, as if they never existed. So 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 5 is 5, and then 1 times 2 is 2. Now you have these two numbers on top of each other. All you need to do is add them. 8 plus 0 is 8, 3 plus 1 is 4, 5 plus 5 is 10, and then 2 plus 1 is 3, and then plus another 1, that is 4. So our answer is 4,048. One last example here. 5 times 4 is 20. So we put the 0 down, take the 2 up. 5 times 2 is 10, and then 10 plus 2 is 12. So 12 and put the 1 up. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1, that is 16. Again, we're moving to the second number, which is this number over here. We put a 0 before we start. 4 times 4 is 16. Again, we ignore those as if they never existed. So that's 16, and we put a 1 here. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1, that is 9. And then finally, 4 times 3 is 12. Make sure you align them correctly before you start with the addition. 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 6 is 8, 9 plus 6 is 15, 2 plus 1 is 4, and the 1 goes down normally. So this is column multiplication. Let's just have one more problem to solve. There's a hotel and it has 6 floors, and each floor has 30 rooms. And in order to book a room in that hotel, that room costs 150 per night or per day. How many rooms are in the hotel? So the hotel is big. It's got 6 floors. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors. And each floor has 30 rooms. So there's 30 rooms here, 30 rooms here, 30 rooms in all of the floors. In order to find how many rooms there are, you just do 6 times 30. And this is easy because it is similar to multiplying by 10. We've got 1 0, we put the 0 down, and then 6 times 3, that is 18. How much money does the hotel make if all rooms are booked? Now we know that we have 180 rooms. So, and we know that each room, one room, it costs £150, right? So how much would it cost if we have 180 rooms? All we need to do is 180 times 150. Now, this one's fun because we've got 2 zeros, so we put the zeros down, we leave them here, and then we can do column multiplication by doing 18 times 15. So 5 times 8, that is 40. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4, that is 9. And then we put a 0 because we're moving to the next digit. 1 times 8 is 8. And then we ignore that this ever existed. 1 times 1 is 1. And then we do an addition here. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 9 is 17. And 2. So it costs this much. The hotel makes this much money if it is renting out all of its rooms.